Thank you all so much for coming out to the final performance of Shakespeare in the Dark, Cymbeline. My name is Sam. If you're a parent, that means I'm the director who's been keeping your child up way too late every night for 4 weeks. A couple of very quick and important housekeeping things. Please take this time to fully shut off all of your cell phones. Note that your exits are to your left, your right, and the doors behind you. Additionally, a few content warnings. This show contains multiple references to sexual assault and suicide. Please be mindful of that. And with that out of the way, thank you all again for coming. This cast and ensemble have been working so hard on this play since November, and I'm really proud of the work they all did. But none of this would be possible without the support of all of you lovely people. So thank you, and enjoy the show.
Courtiers still seem as does the king.
But what's the matter?
His daughter and the heir of his kingdom, whom he had purposed to his wife's sole son, a widow that late he married, have preferred herself unto a poor but worthy lady. She wedded, her wife banished, she imprisoned, all is outward sorrow, but not a courtier, although they wear their faces to the bent of the king's look, hath a heart that is not glad at the thing they scowl at.
And why so?
He that hath missed the princess is a thing too bad for bad report. And she that that married her, alack good soul, and is therefore banished, is one that if thou shouldst search throughout all the regions of the earth for one her like, there be something failing in him that should compare. I do not think so fair and outward and such stuff within endows a one but she.
What's her name and birth?
I cannot delve to the root, but her father was called Cecelia and did her great honor. He served with glory and admired success, and so gained the suredition, Leonatus. When he quit being, and his wife, big of this gentle youth, our theme, died as she was born, the king, he takes the babe to his protection, calls her Posthumus Leonata, puts to her all the learnings that her time could make her the receiver of, which she took, as we do err, lived she then here at court, which rare it is to do, most praised, most loved, a sample to the youngest.
I do honor her, even out of your report, but pray you, tell me, is the princess sole child to the king?
His only child. He had 2 sons. If this be worth your hearing, mark it. When the eldest of them at 3 years old, and in swaddling clothes the other, were stolen from their nursery late one night, and to this hour no guess and knowledge which way they went.
How long was this ago?
Some 20 years.
That a king's children should be so conveyed, so slackly guarded, and the search so slow they could not trace them.
However, 'tis strange that the negligence may well be laughed at, yet it is true.
I do well believe you.
We must forbear. Leonata, the queen, and the princess.
No, be assured you shall not find me, daughter, after the slander of most stepmothers. Evil eye, don't you? You're my prisoner, but your jailer shall deliver you the keys that lock up your restraint. For you, Posthumus, so soon as I can win the offended king, I will be known your advocate. Marry, the fire of rage is in him, and for good you leaned unto his sentence with what wisdom your patience may inform you.
Please, your highness, I will from hence today.
You know the peril. I'll fetch a turn about the garden, pitying the pangs of barred affection. Though the king hath charged you should not speak together.
Oh, dissembling courtesy. How fine this tyrant can tickle where she wounds. My dearest love, I something fear my father's wrath, but nothing what his rage can do on me. You must be gone, and I shall here abide the hourly shot of angry eyes, not comforted to live, but there is this jewel in the world that I might see again. My queen, my mistress. Oh, good lady, weep not, lest I give cause to be suspected of more tenderness than doth become me. I will be the loyalist partner that e'er did plight trove. My residence in Rome is in one Philarios, who to my father was a friend, to me known but by letter. Thither write my queen, and with mine eyes I'll drink the words you send, though ink be made of gall.
Be brief, I pray. If the king come, I shall incur I know not of his displeasure. Yet, I'll move him to walk this way. I never do him wrong, but he does buy my injuries. To be friends pays dear for my offenses.
If we should be taking leave as long a term as we have yet to live, the loathness to depart would grow. Adieu.
Nay, stay a little.
Were you but riding forth to air yourself, such parting were too petty. Look, love, this diamond was my mother's.
Take it, heart, but keep it till you woo another wife when Imogen is dead.
How another? You gods, give me this I have, and sear up my embracements from a neck with bonds of death.
Remain thou here while sense can keep it on. And sweetest, fairest, as I my poor self did exchange for you to your so infinite loss, for my sake, wear this. It is a manacle of love. I'll place it upon this fairest prisoner.
Oh, the gods, when shall we see again?
Alack, the king.
Thou basest thing, avoid hence from my sight. If after this command thou fraught the court with thy unworthiness, thou diest. Away, thou hast poisoned my blood.
The gods protect you, and bless the good remainders of this court. I'm gone.
There cannot be a pinch in death more sharp than this.
Oh, disloyal thing, that shouldst repair my youth. Thou heapst a year's age on me.
I beseech you, sir, harm not yourself with your vexation. I am senseless of your wrath. A touch more rare subdues all pangs, all fears.
Past grace, obedience.
Past hope, and in despair, that way past grace.
Thou mightst have had the sole son of my queen.
Oh, bless that I might not. I did choose an eagle and did avoid a pigeon.
Thou tookst a beggar. Wouldst have made my throne a seat for baseness.
No, I rather added a luster to it.
Oh, thou vile one.
Sir, it is your fault I have loved Leonata. You bred her as my playfellow, and she is a woman worth any man.
Art thou mad?
Perhaps. Heaven forgive me. Would I were a farmer's daughter, and Leonata our neighbor shepherd's girl.
Thou foolish thing, they were again together. You have done not after our command. Away with her, pen her up.
Beseech your patience. Peace, our dear lady daughter. Peace, sweet sovereign. Leave us to ourselves, and make yourself some comfort out of your best advice.
Nay, let her languish, a drop of blood a day, and being aged, die of this folly.
Ah, you must give way.
My lord, your son drew on my mistress.
With no harm, I trust, is done.
Well, there might have been, but as she rather played than fought, and had no help of anger, they were parted by a gentleman at hand.
I'm very glad. Why came you from your mistress?
On her command, she would not suffer me to bring her to haven. Left these notes of what I was commanded when it pleased you to employ me.
This hath been your faithful servant, and I dare lay mine honor. He will remain so.
I humbly thank your highness.
Pray, walk a while.
About some half hour hence, I pray you speak with me. You shall at least go see my love aboard. Until then, leave us.
Sir, I would advise you to shift a shirt. The violence of action hath made you weak.
If my shirt were bloody, then to shift it. Have I hurt her?
No, Faith, not so much as her patience.
Hurt her? Why, her body's a passable carcass if she be not hurt.
The villain would not stand me.
No, but she fled forward still, toward your face.
Stand you? Why, you have planned enough of your own, but she added to your having, gave you some ground.
As many inches as you have oceans. Puppies.
I would they had not come between us.
So would I, till I bet how long a fool you were upon the ground.
And that she should love this girl and refuse me!
If it be a sin to make a true election, then she is damned.
Sir, as I told you always, her beauty and her brain go not together. Good sign, but I have seen small reflection of her wit.
She shines not upon fools, lest the reflection should hurt her.
Come, I'll to my chamber. Would there had been some hurt done?
I wish not so, unless it were the fall of an ass, which is no great hurt.
You'll go with us.
I'll attend your lordship.
Nay, come, let's go together.
Well, my lord.
I would thou crewest upon the shore of the haven and questioned every sail. If she should write and not have it, twere a letter lost, as offered mercy is. But what was the last that she spake to thee?
It was, my queen, my queen.
Then waved her handkerchief.
Kissed it, madam.
Senseless linen, happier therein than I, and that was all.
No, for as long as she could make me with this eye or ear distinguish her from others, she did keep, though, with deck, glove, hat, or handkerchief still waving as the fits and stirs of her mind could best express how slow her soul sailed on, how swift her ship.
Thou shouldst have made her as little as a crow, or less, ere left to after I her.
Having so I did.
I would have broke mine eye strings, cracked them, but to look on her, to the diminution of space had pointed her sharp as my needle. Nay, until she had melted from the smallness of a gnat to air, and then turned and wept. But, good Pisanio, when shall we hear from her?
Be assured, by her next vantage.
I did not take my leave of her, but had most pretty things to say, ere I could tell her how I would think on her at such hours and such, or charge her that the she's of Italy should not betray mine interest and her honor, or command her at the 6th hour of the morn, at noon, at midnight, to encounter me with orisons, for then I am in heaven for her, or ere I could give her that parting kiss which I had set betwixt two charming words. In comes my father, and like the tyrannous breathing of the north shakes all our buds from growing.
So please you, madam, the queen desires your highness's company.
Those things I bid you do, get them dispatched. I shall attend the queen.
Madam, I shall.
Believe it, sir! I've seen her in Britain! She was then of a crescent note, expected to prove so worthy a since she may not have the name of, but I could then have looked upon her without the help of admiration.
You speak of her when she was less furnished than now. She is with that which makes her both without and within.
I have seen her false. There are very many there who could behold the sun with as firm eyes as she.
The matter of marrying the king's daughter?
And then her banishment.
Here comes the Briton. I beseech you both, better known to this lady, whom I commend to you as a noble friend of mine. How worthy she is of appear hereafter, rather than story her in her own hearing.
We have known together in Orleans.
Since when I have been a debtor to you for courtesies, which I will be ever to pay and yet pay still.
You await my poor kindness. I was glad I did not own my countrymen and you. It would have been a pity you should have been put together upon such slight and trivial matter.
Can we, with manners, ask what was the difference?
It was much like an argument that fell out last night, where each of us fell in praise of our country mistresses. This lady at that time vouching upon warrant of bloody affirmation that her lady was more wise, fair, chaste, constant, qualified, and less attemptable than any of us.
This lady is not now living, or your opinion by this worn out.
She holds her virtue still, and I my mind.
You must not so far for hers for ours of Italy.
Being so far provoked as I was in France, I would evade her nothing.
If she went for others I have seen, as that diamond of yours, that lusters many I have beheld. I could not but believe she has excelled many, but I have not seen the most precious diamond that is, nor you the lady.
I praised her as I rated her. So do I my stone.
What do you esteem it as?
More than the world enjoys.
Either unparagoned mistress is dead, or she's outprized by a trifle.
You mistake, sir. The one may be sold or given. The other is not a thing for sale, and only the gift of the gods.
Which the gods have given you!
Which, by their graces, I will keep.
You may wear her, entitle yours, but you know strange fowl lice upon neighboring ponds. So your grace of unprizable estimations, the one is but frail and the other casual. A cunning thief, or that we accomplished courtier, would hazard the winning of both first and last.
Your Italy contains none so accomplished a courtiers convince the honor of my mistress, if in the holding or loss of that you term her frail. I do nothing doubt you have your store of thieves, notwithstanding, I fear not my grace.
Let us leave here, friend.
Sir, with all my heart.
With 5 times so much conversation, I should keep around with your mistress. Make her go back even to the yielding. I admit an opportunity to. Friend.
Enough of this. It came in too suddenly. Let it die as it was born, and I pray you be better acquainted.
I will lay 10,000 ducats to your ring that commend me to the court where your lady is, with no more advantage than opportunity of a second conference, and I will return from thence with that honor of hers which you imagine so reserves.
I will wage against your gold to it. My ring I hold as dear as my finger. 'Tis part of it.
You are afraid, and therein the wiser. If you buy a woman's flesh at $1,000,000 a dram, you cannot preserve it from tainting.
This is but a custom in your tongue.
Oh, I am the master of my speeches, and would undergo what's spoken, I swear.
Will you? Let there be covenant strong between us. My mistress exceeds in goodness the hugeness of your unworthy thinking. I dare you to this match. Here's my ring.
I will not have it so.
By the gods, it is one. If I bring you no sufficient testimony that I've enjoyed the dearest bodily part of your fair mistress, my 10,000 ducats are yours. So is your ring, too. If I come off and leave her in such honor as you have faith in, she your jewel, this your jewel, and my gold are yours.
I embrace these conditions. Only thus far you shall answer. If you make your voyage upon her and give me directly to understand you have prevailed, I am no further your enemy. She's not worth our debate. If she remain unseduced, you not making it appear otherwise, for your ill opinion and the assault you have made to her chastity, you shall answer me with your sword.
Your hand. A covenant. We will have these things set down by lawful counsel, and straightway the Briton, lest the bargain should catch cold and starve. I'll have our 2 wagers recorded.
Agreed.
Is this all, think you?
Signor Iachimo will not from it. Pray, let us follow him.
Master Doctor, have you brought those rugs?
Please, if your highness, here they are, madam. But I beseech your highness, without offense, my conscience bids me ask, wherefore have you commanded of me those most poisonous compounds, which are the movers of a languishing death, but though slow, deadly?
I wonder, Doctor, why thou ask me such a question? Have I not been thy pupil long? Hast thou not learned me how to make perfumes, distill, preserve, even so that our great king himself doth woo me off from my confections, having thus far proceeded? Unless thou thinkest me devilish. Is not me that did amplify my judgment to other conclusions, having thus far proceeded, I will try these thy compounds as on such creatures as we count not worth the hanging, but none human, to try the vigor of them and apply a layman to their act, and by them gather their several virtues and effects.
Your highness shall from this practice but make hard your heart, and besides, the seeing of these effects will be both noisome and infectious.
Oh, content thee. Here comes the flattering rascal. On him I will first work, for he's his master and enemy to my son. How now, Pisanio? Doctor, your service here is ended. You may take your own way. Mark thee a word.
I do not like her. She don't think she has strange, lingering poisons, but I know her spirit and wouldn't trust one of her malice with a drug of such damn nature. Those she has will stupefy and dull the senses for a while, which first perchance she'll prove on cats and dogs, and then afterward up higher, but there's no danger in what show of death it makes. More the locking up of spirits a time to be more fresh, reviving. She is fooled to the most false effect, and I the truer, so to be false with her.
No further service, Doctor, until I send for thee.
I humbly take my leave.
Weeps she still, sayest thou? Dost thou not think in time she will quench and let instructions enter where folly now possesses? Do thou work. When thou can bring me word that she loves my son, I'll tell thee on an instant thou art as great as thy master. Oh, takest thou know not what, but take it for thy labor. It is a thing that I made, a thing that our great king himself has taken 5 times to be redeemed from death. I do not know what is more cordial, but nay, prithee take it, for it is an earnest of a further good that I mean to thee. Well done. Violates the cowslips, the primroses. Bear these, my lord. Fare thee well, Pisanio. Think on my words.
And shall do. When to my mistress I prove untrue, I'll choke myself. That's all I'll do for you.
A father cruel and a stepdame false, a foolish suitor to a wedded lady who hath a partner banished. Oh, that wife, my supreme crown of grief and the repeated vexations of it. Were I but thief stolen as my two brothers, happy, but miserable is the desire that's glorious. Blessed be those how mean soe'er that have their honest wills, which seasons comfort. Who may this be? Fie.
Madam, a noble gentleman from Rome comes with letters for my mistress.
Change you, madam. The worthy Leonata is in safety and greets your highness dearly.
Kindly welcome. Thank you, sir.
All of her that is out the door most rich. If she be furnished with a mind so rare, she alone is the Arabian bird, and I've lost the wager. Boldness be my friends. Arm me audacity from head to foot.
He is one of the noblest note, to whose kindnesses I am most infinitely tied. Reflect upon him accordingly as you value your trust. Leonata, even the very middle of my heart is warmed by this and takes it thankfully. You are as welcome, sir, as I have words to bid you and shall find it in all that I can do.
Thank you, madam. What? Are men mad? Oh, hath nature given them eyes to see this vaulted arch and the rich crops of sea and land, which can distinguish twixt the fiery orbs above and the twin stones upon the numbered beaches? And can we not partition make with spectacles so precious twixt fair and foul?
What makes your admiration?
It cannot be the eye. For apes and monkeys twixt two such sheaves would chatter this way and contempt with frowns the other.
What, dear sir, thus raps you? Are you well?
Well, madam, beseech you, sir, to my man's chamber, where I did leave him. He is strange and peevish.
I was going, sir, to give him welcome.
Continues well, my love. Her health, beseech you.
Well, madam.
Is she inclined to mirth? I hope she is.
Oh, exceeding pleasant. Not a stranger there so merry or so gamesome. She is called the Britain Reveler.
When she was here, she did incline to sadness, oftentimes not knowing why.
Oh, I never saw her sad. There's a Frenchman there, her companion, one an eminent monsieur, who, it seems, much less a galleon girl at home. She furnishes the thick sides from her, while the jolly Briton, your wife, I mean, laughs from free lungs, cries, "Oh, can my sides hold to think that man, by history, report, or his own proof, what woman is, yea, which she cannot choose, but must be, whose free hours languish for short bondage."
Will my wife say so?
Aye, madam, with her eyes in flood with laughter, as a recreation to be by and hear her mock the Frenchman. But, heavens know, whilst I am bound to wonder, I am also bound to pity.
What do you pity, sir?
Two creatures, heartily.
Am I one, sir? You do look on me. What wreck discern you in me that deserves your pity?
Oh, lamentable! What, to hide me from the radiant sun in the dungeon by a snuff?
I prithee deliver with more openness your answers to my demands.
That others do! I was about to say, enjoy your... But 'tis an office of the gods to venge it, not mine to speak it.
You do seem to know something of me, or what concerns me, I pray you, since doubting thing goes ill, often hurts more than to be sure they do. Discover to me what you both spurn and stop.
Had I this cheek to bathe my lips upon, this hand whose every touch should force the feeler's soul to an oath of loyalty, should I, damn then, slather with lips as common as the stairs that mount the Capitol, Join gripes with hands made hard with hourly falsehood. Were fit that all the plagues of hell should at once encounter such revolt.
My wife, I fear, hath forgot Britain.
And herself. Not I inclined to this intelligence, pronounce the beggary of her change, but 'tis your graces that pay from mutest conscience to my tongue charms this report out.
Let me hear no more.
Oh, dearest soul, your cause to strike my heart with pity that doth make me sick. Revenge it, or she that bore you was no Cretan, and you recoil from your great stock.
Revenge? How should I be revenged? If this is true, as I have such a heart that my 2 ears must not in haste abuse, if it be true, how should I be revenged?
Should she make you live like Diana's priest, twixt cold sheets while she is outvaulting variable ramps in your despite upon your purse? Revenge it. I dedicate myself to your sweet pleasure. And that renegates to your bed. I will continue close to your affection, still fast as sure.
How now, Pisanio?
Let my service tender on thy lips.
No way! I do condemn mine ears that have so long attended thee. If thou wert honorable, thou would have told this tale for virtue, not for such an end thou seekest, as base as strange. Thou wrongst a lady who is as far from thy report as thy from honor, and felicitous here a lady who sustains both thee and the devil alike. How now, Pisanio? The king, my father, shall be made acquainted of this assault, and if he shall think it fit, a saucy stranger to expound his beastly mind to us, then he has a court he little cares for, and a daughter he not respects at all. How now, Pisanio?
Oh, happy Leonata! I must say that the credit thy lady hath of thee deserves thy trust, and thy most perfect goodness her assured credit. Give me your pardon. I have spoke this to know if your affiance were deeply rooted, and will make your wife that which she is new o'er. She's such a holy witch that she enchants societies within her. Half all men's hearts are hers.
You make amends.
She sits amongst men like a descended god. She hath a kind of honor sets her off, more than a mortal seeming. Be not angry, most mighty princess, that I have tried your taking a false report, but did honored with confirmation your great judgment in the election of a one so rare, which you know cannot err. The love I bear her made me to fan you thus, but the gods made you, unlike all others, chaffless. Give me your pardon.
All's well, sir. Take my power and the court for yours.
Thank you, madam. Yep. I had almost forgot to treat upon your grace but a small request, and yet a moment too, for it concerns your lord, myself and other noble friends and partners in the business.
Pray, what is't?
Some dozen Romans of us and your wife, the best feather of our wing, have mingled sums to buy a present for the emperor, which I, being the factor of the rest, have done in France. 'Tis plates of rare device and jewels of rich and exquisite form, their values great, and I am something curious, being strange, to have them in safe stowage. Will you take them in your protection?
Willingly, and upon mine honor for their safety. Since my wife hath interest in them, I shall keep them in my bedchamber.
They are in the trunk, attended by my men. I will make bold to send them to you only for the night, for I must aboard tomorrow.
Oh, no, no.
I must, or I shall show my word by lengthening my stay. I crossed the seas from Gallia on purpose and on promise to see your grace.
I thank you for your pains, but not away tomorrow.
Madam, I must, therefore, I beseech you, if you wish to greet your love writing, do it tonight. I have outstood my time, which is tender, the material of our present.
I will write. Send me your trunk, it shall safe be kept, and truly yielded thee. You're very welcome.
When a gentleman is disposed to swear, it is not for any standers-by to curtail his oath.
No, my lord, nor crop the ears of them.
Horse and dog! I give him satisfaction, would he had been one of my rank.
Have smelt like a fool.
I am not vexed more at anything in the earth, a pox on it. I'd rather not be so noble as I am. They dare not fight with me because of the queen, my mother. Every jack-slave hath his belly full of fighting, and I must go up and down like a cock that nobody can match.
You are a cock indeed, you cock and crow with your comb on.
Sayest thou?
It is not fit that your lordship should undertake every companion that you give offense to.
No, I know that, but it is fit I should commit offense to my inferiors.
That is fit for your lordship only.
Why, so I say.
Did you hear the stranger has come to court tonight?
A stranger, and I not know on it.
He's a strange fellow himself and knows it not.
There's an Italian come, and 'tis thought one of Leonata's friends.
Leonata, banished rascal, and he is another, whatsoever he be. Who told you of this stranger?
One of your lordship's pages.
Is it fit I went to look upon him? Is there no derogation?
You cannot derogate, my lord.
Not easily, I think.
He is a fool granted, therefore his issues, being foolish, do not derogate.
Come, I'll to my chamber. What I have lost today at bowls, I shall win tonight of him. Come, go.
I'll attend your lordship. That such a crafty devil as his mother could yield the world this ass. A woman who bears down all with her brain, and her son cannot take 2 from 20, and for his heart leave 18. Alas, poor princess, of divine Imogen, with thou endurest, the heavens hold firm the walls of thy dear honor.
Who's there? My Lady Helen.
Please you, madam.
What hour is it?
Almost midnight, madam.
I have read 3 hours then. Mine eyes are weak. Throw down the leaf where I have left. To bed. Take not away the taper, leave it burning. And if thou canst awake by 4 o'clock, I prithee, wake me. Sleep hath seized me wholly. To your protection I commend me, gods, from the fairies and the tempters of the night. Guard me, beseech ye.
Crickets sing, and man's or labored sense, thus her hairs have set for rest. Thus did our Tarquin seftly press the rushes, ere he wakened the chastity he wounded. Cytherea, how gravely thou becomest thy bed, fresh lily whiter than the sheets, that I might touch, or kiss. Kiss. 'Tis her breathing that perfumes the chamber thus. The flame of the taper bows towards her, and underpeep her lids to see the enclosed lights, now canopied under these windows, white and azure, laced with blue of heaven's own tinct. But my design to note the chamber, I write all down. Such pictures, there the window, such the adornment of the bed, the eras, the figures, why, such and such, in the contents of the story. But some natural notes about her body. Above 10,000 meaner movables would testify to enrich mine inventory. O sleep, thy ape of death, lie dull upon her, and be her sense but as a monument, thus in a chapel lying. Come off. come off. As slippery as the Gordian knot was hard, 'tis mine, and this will prove outwardly as strongly as the conscience does within to the madding of her lord. On her left breast, a mole, sink spotted like the crimson drops at the bottom of a cow's. Here's a voucher stronger than ever law could make. This will make her think I've picked the lock containing the treasure of her honor. No. What more? Why write down what's riveted, screwed to memory? She had been reading the tale of Tereus as of late. Here the leaves turned up where Philomel gave up. I have enough. To the trunk again and shut the spring of it. Swift, swift, you dragons of the night. The dawning may bear the raven's eye. I lodge in fear. Though this a heavenly angel, hell is here. 1, 2, 3. Time. It's almost morning, is it not?
Day, my lord.
I would this music would come. I am advised to give her musical mornings. They say it will penetrate. Come on, Snoop, you can penetrate her with your fingering, so. We'll try with the tongue, too. If none will do, let her remain, but I'll never give o'er. First, very good, excellent, conceited thing, with admirable rich words to it. After, a wonderful sweet air, and then let her consider. Hark, hark, the lark at heaven's gate sings, and Phoebus winds arise, his steeds to water, and those springs on jealous flowers that light, and winking merry buds begin to ope their golden eyes. With everything that pretty is, my lady sweet, arise, arise, arise. So get you gone. If this penetrate, I will consider your music the better. If it do not, it is a vice in her ears, which horse hairs and calves guts, nor the voice of unpaid eunuch to boot, can never amend.
Here comes the king.
I'm glad I was up so early, for that's the reason why I was up so late. You cannot choose but take this service I've done fatherly.
Attend you here the door of our stern daughter, will she not forth?
I have assailed her with music, but she vouchsafes no notice.
The exile of her minion is too new. She hath not yet forgot her, some more time must wear the print of her remembrance out, and then she's yours.
You are most bound to the king, who lets go by no vantages that may prefer you to his daughter. Frame yourself to orderly solicitude, be friended with aptness of the season, in all obeying her, save when command your dismission tends, and therein you are senseless.
Senseless? Not so.
So like you, sir, ambassadors from Rome. The one is Caius Lucius.
A worthy fellow, albeit he comes on angry purpose now, but that's no fault of his. Our dear son, when you have given good morning to your mistress, attend the queen and us. We shall have need to employ you against this Roman. Come, our queen.
If she be up, I'll speak with her. If not, let her lie still and dream. By your leave, ho! Good morrow, Ferris. Sister, your sweet hand.
Good morrow, sir. You lay out too much pains for purchasing back trouble. The thanks I give is telling you that I am poor of thanks and scarce can spare them.
Still, I swear I love you.
If you swear it still, your recompense is still that I regard it not.
This is no answer.
But that you should not say, I yield being silent, I would not speak. I pray you, sir, spare me. I shall unfold equal discourtesy to your best kindness. One of your great knowing should learn being taught forbearance.
To leave you in your madness, 'twere my sin, I will not.
Fools are not mad folks.
Do you call me fool?
As I am mad, I do. If you'll be patient, sir, I'll be no more mad. That cures us both. I am much sorry, sir, you put me to forget a lady's manners by being so verbal. And learn now, for all, that I, that know my heart, do here pronounce, by the very truth of it, I care not for you. And am so near the lack of charity to accuse myself, I hate you. I'd rather you felt than make it my boast.
You sin against obedience, which you owe your father. For that contract you pretend with that base wretch, one bred of alms and fostered with cold dishes, it is no contract, none.
Profane fellow! Wert thou the son of Jupiter, and no more than what thou art beside, thou wert too base to be her slave.
The south fog brought her!
She cannot meet more mischance than to be but named of thee. Her meanest garment, which has ever but clipped her body, is nearer in my respect than all the hairs above thee, were they all made such men. How now, Pisanio?
The meanest garment. Now the devil!
With a fool, frighted and angered. My woman, look for a jewel that too casually hath left my arm. As thy mistresses, shrew me if I would exchange it for the revenue of any kings in Europe. I think I saw it this morning. Last night, I am certain it was on my arm. I kissed it. I hope it be not gone to tell my love I kiss aught but she.
You will not be lost.
I hope not. Go and search.
You have abused me. Her meanest garment!
I said so, sir. If thou wilt make it an action, call witness to it.
I will inform your father.
Your mother, too. She is my good lady, and shall conceive, I hope, but the worst of me. And so I leave you, sir, to the worst of your discontent.
I'll be revenged. Her meanest garment. Well!
Fear not, sir. I would I were so bold to win the king, as I am sure her honor will remain hers.
What means do you make, Cymbeline?
Not any, but abide the change of time. Quake in the present winter state, and wish that warmer days would come. In these seared hopes, I barely gratify your love. They failing, I die much your debtor.
Your very goodness and your company o'erpays all I can do. By this your king hath heard of great Augustus. Caius Lucius will do his commissions thoroughly, and I think he'll grant the tribute.
I think that this shall prove a war, and that you shall sooner hear the legions now in Gallia sooner landed and are not fearing Britain than have tidings of any penny tribute paid.
See Iachimo.
The winds of all the corners kissed your sails to make your vessel nimble.
Welcome, sir.
I trust that your answer made the speediness of your return.
Your lady is one of the fairest I have looked upon.
And therewithal the best. Or let her beauty look through her casement to allure false hearts and be false with them.
I have letters for you.
Their tender good, I trust.
'Tis very like.
Was Caius Lucius in the Britain court when you were there?
He was expected then, but not approached.
All is well yet. Sparkles this stone as it is wont? Or is it not too dull for your good wearing?
Had I lost it, I would have lost the worth of it in gold. I traveled twice as far to enjoy a second night of such sweet shortness as was mine in Britain. For the ring is won!
The stone's too hard to come by.
Not a whit, your lady being so easy.
Make not certain or lost your sports. I hope you know we must not continue friends.
Good friend, we must, if you keep covenant. Had I not brought the knowledge of your mistress home, I grant we were to question further. But I now profess myself the winner of her honor together with your ring, not the wronger of her or you, having proceeded but by both of your wills.
If you can make it apparent that you've tasted her in bed, my hand is yours. If not, for the foul opinion you have her good honor, gains or loses your sword or mine, or masterless leaves both, to who shall find them?
My circumstances, being so near the truth as I will make them, must first induce you to believe, whose strength I will confirm with oath, which I doubt not you'll give me leave to spare, when you shall find you need it not.
Proceed.
First, her bedchamber, where I profess I slept not, but confess I had that which was well worth watching. 'Twas hung with tapestry of silk and silver, a piece of work so bravely done, so rich that it did strive in workmanship and value, which I wondered could be so rarely and exactly wrought, since the true life on it
This
was...
is true, and so you might have heard of here by me or by some other.
More particulars must justify my knowledge.
So they must, or you do your honor injury.
The chimney is south the chamber. The chimney piece chaste I am bathing. Never saw I figures so likely to report themselves.
This is a thing which you might from relation likewise read, being as it is much spoke of.
The roof of the chamber with golden cherubims is fretted. Her andirons, I forgot those, for two winking cupids of silver, each on one foot standing nicely depending on their brands.
This is her honor. Let it be granted you have seen all of this, and praise be given to your remembrance. This description of what is in her chamber, nothing saves the wager you have laid.
Then if you can be pale, I beg you, but leave heir to this jewel. See! And now 'tis up again. It is married to that your diamond. I'll keep them.
Jove, once more let me behold it. Is it that which I left her?
Oh, I thank her that she stripped it from her arm. Her pretty action did outsell her gift. And yet enriched it too. She gave it to me and said that she prized it. Once.
Maybe he plucked it off to send it me.
She writes so to you. Doth she?
No, 'tis true! Nay, keep the ring. It is a basilisk unto mine eye, kills me to look on. Let there be no truth where there is semblance, no honor where there is beauty, no love where there is a ready man. The vows of women of no more bondage be to where they are made than they are to their virtues, which is nothing, above measures false.
Have patience now and take your ring again. 'Tis not yet won. It may be probable she lost it, or who knows if one of her women, being corrupted, hath stolen it from her.
Very true, and so I hope he got it. Back my ring! Render to me some corporal sign about her, more evident than this, for this was stolen.
By Jupiter, I had it from her arm.
Hark you, he swears. By Jupiter, he swears. 'Tis true. Nay, keep the ring, 'tis true. I'm sure she would not lose it. No, he hath enjoyed her. The cognizance of her incontinency is this. She hath bought the name of whore thus dearly. There, take thy hire, and all the fiends of hell divide themselves between.
Be patient is not strong enough to be believed if one persuaded
That's
well.
Huggard! She hath been colted by him!
If you seek further satisfying under her breasts, worthy the pressing, lies a mole, right proud in that most delicate lodging. By my life, I kissed it, and it gave me present hunger to feed again though full.
Oh my God.
You do remember the stain upon her.
Aye. And it doth confirm another stain. Its beak is housed in hold where there no more but it.
Will you hear more?
No more. No, spare your arithmetic. Never count the turns. Once in a million.
I'll be sworn.
Not swearing! If you swear you did not do it, you liest, and I'll kill thee if thou dost deny it.
I'll deny nothing.
Oh, that I had her here to tear her limb from limb. I'll go there and do it in the court before her father. I'll do something.
Far beside the government of patience, you have won. Now pray, let us follow her and pervert the present wrath she hath against herself.
With all my heart.
Is there no way for men to be? But women must be half workers. We are all bastards. And that most venerable man, which I did call my father, was I know not where when I was stamped. Some coiner, with his tools, made me a counterfeit. Though my mother seemed the Diane of that time, so doth my wife. Oh, vengeance, vengeance, me of my lawful pleasure she restrained and brayed me off for parents, did with a pudency so rosy that the sweet view on't might well have warned old Saturn that I thought her as chaste as unsunned snow. Oh, all the devils, this yellow Iachimo in an hour was not, or less, at first, perhaps he spoke not, but cried, oh, and mounted. For there's no motion that tends to bite in a man, nay, I affirm it is the woman's part. Be it lying, note it, the woman's, flatteries hers, deceivings hers, lust and rank thoughts hers, revenges hers, ambitions, covetings, change of prides, disdains, nice longings, slanders, mutability, all faults that may be named. Nay, that hell knows why hers in part are all. Or rather all, for even device they are not constant, but are changing still. Curse them, detest them, but rather it is a greater skill in a true hate to pray they have their will. The very devils cannot plague them better.
Now say, what would Augustus Caesar with us?
When Julius Caesar, whose remembrance yet lives in men's eyes, will to ears and tongue be theme and hearing ever, was in this Britain and conquered it, Cymbeline, thine uncle, and his succession he granted Rome a tribute, yearly 3,000 pounds, which by thee lately has been left untendered.
And to kill the marvel shalt be so ever.
There be many Caesars ere such another Julius. We will nothing pay for wearing your own noses.
That opportunity which to take from so soon we have again. 'Tis true, a kind of conquest Caesar made here, but made not his brag of came and saw and overcame for shame that first ever touched him. He was carried off from our coast, twice beaten, and his shipping, poor ignorant baubles upon our terrible seas, like eggshells moved upon their surges, cracked as easily against our rocks.
Why tribute? Why should we pay tribute? If Caesar can hide the sun from us with a blanket, or put the moon in his pocket, we will pay him tribute for light. Else, sir, no more tribute, pray you now.
You must know, till the injurious Roman did extort this tribute from us, we were free. Caesar's ambition, which swelled so much it did almost stretch the sides of the world, against all color here, did put the yoke upon's, which to shake off becomes a warlike people, whom we reckon ourselves to be.
I'm sorry, Cymbeline, that I am to pronounce Augustus Caesar, Caesar, who hath more kings his servants than thyself domestic officers, thine enemy. Receive it from me, then. War and confusion pronounce I against thee in Caesar's name. Look for fury not to be resisted.
I know your master's pleasure, and he mine.
How? Of adultery? Wherefore write you not? What monsters are accuser? Oh, Leonata, O mistress, what a strange infection has fallen on thy ear. What false Italian as poison-tongued as handed hath prevailed on thy too ready hearing? Disloyal, no! She's punished for her truth, and undergoes more goddess-like than wife-like, such assaults as would take in some virtue. My mistress, thy mind is now as low as were thy fortunes. How? That I should murder her? Upon the love and truth and vows I have given under thy command, I her? Her blood? If it be so to do good service, never let me be counted serviceable. And how look I, that I should seem to lack humanity as far as this fact comes to? Do you have pleasure that I have served my own command shall give the opportunity? Damned paper! Black as the ink that's on thee, art thou Phaedra for this act? Seems so virgin-like without. Lo, here she comes, on English wrong commanded.
How now, Pisanio?
Oh, my lady, letters from my mistress.
Who? Thy mistress? That's my mistress! Leonata! Oh, learned indeed were the astronomers that knew her characters, the stars as I her characters. They'd lay the future open. Good you gods, let what is here contained relish of love, of my love's health, of her content, yet not that we to our ascender let that grieve her. Good wax your leave. Blessed be you bees that makes these locks of counsel. Good news, gods. Justice and your father's wrath, should he take me in his dominion, could not be so cruel to me as you. Oh, the dearest of creatures would even renew me with your eyes. Take notice that I am in Cambria, at Milford Haven. What your own love will out of this advise you follow. So she wishes you all happiness, that remains loyal to her vow, and your increasing in love, Leonata. Oh, for a horse with wings! Here is thou, Pisanio. She is at Milford Haven. Read, and tell me how far 'tis thither. If one of mean affairs may plot it in a week, why may not I glide thither in a day? Speak, and tell me how far to the same blessed Milford. And by the way, tell me how Wales was made so happy to inherit such a haven. Prithee, speak. At how many scores of miles may well we ride twixt hour and hour?
1 score twixt sun and sun. More's enough for you. Too much, too.
Why, one that rode to his execution, man, could never go so slow. But this is foolery. Go bid my route.
Your best consider.
I see before me, man. Nor here, nor what ensues, but have a fog in them that I cannot look through. Away, I prithee. There's nothing more to say. Accessible is none but Milford way.
Yes. A goodly day not to be counted, such recruits as low as I. Stoop, boy. This gate bows you to morning's holy office, and commands you to adore the heavens. Hail, fair heavens! We owls in the rock, yet usually not so proud as livers do.
Hail, heaven! crow that it is a place which lessens and sets off. There may you reveal the tales I have told you of courts, of princes, of the tricks in war. Oh, this life is nobler than attending for a trek, richer than doing nothing for a bauble, prouder than rustling for an unpaid silk. No life to ours.
Out of your own proof you speak. We, poor, unfledged, have never winged from view of the nest, nor know not what errs from home. Haply this life is best, if quiet life be best, but unto us it is a cell of ignorance, travelling a bed, a prison for a dinner that dares not to stride a limit.
What should we speak of when we're old as you? When we shall hear wind and rain, be dark December, how in this our pinching cave shall we discourse the freezing hours away? We have seen nothing. We are beastly, subtle as the fox for prey, like warlike as the wolf for what we eat. Our valor is to chase what flies, our cage we make acquire as doth the prisoned bird, and sing our bondage freely.
How do you speak? Did you but know the usaries of court and felt them knowingly? The art of court is hard to leave as keep, whose top to climb is certain fallings, or so slippery the fear's as bad as falling. Oh boys, this story the world has read in me. My body is marked with Roman swords, and my name was once first with the best of note. Cymbeline loved me, and when devotion was the theme, my name was not far off. Then was I the tree whose boughs did bend with fruit. But in one night, a storm, or robbery, call it what you will, shook down my mellow hay, nay, my very leaves, and left me bare to weather.
Uncertain favor.
My fault being nothing, as I have told you oft, but that two villains, whose false oaths prevailed against my perfect honor, swore to Cymbeline that I was confederate with the Romans. So followed my banishment, and these 20 years this rock and these demesnes have been my world, where I've lived in honest freedom, paid more pious debts to heaven than all the forend of my time. But up to the mountains, this is not hunter's language. He that strikes the venison first shall be lord o'er the feast, and to him the other two shall minister, and will fear no poison which attends in place of greater state. I'll meet you in the valleys. How hard it is to hide the sparks of nature. These boys know little that they are sons to the king, nor Cymbeline dreams they are alive. They think they are my own, and though trained up thus meanly in the cave wherein they bow, their thoughts do hit the roofs of palaces, and nature prompts them in simple and low things to trick it much beyond the trick of others. The game is aroused. Oh, Cymbeline, heaven and my conscience knows thou didst unjustly banish me, wherein at 2 and 3 years old I stole these babes, hoping to bar thee of succession. Eure, thou wast their nurse, whom they take for natural mother, and do honor to her grave daily. Myself, Belaria, that am Morgan called, they take for natural father. The game is up.
Thou toldst me when we came from horse, the place was near at hand. Oh, Pisanio, man, where is Leonata? What is in thy mind that makes thee stare thus? Wherefore raise that side from the inward of thee? What's the matter? Why tenderest thou that paper to me with a look untender?
Please you, read. You will find me wretched man of most sustained fortune.
Thy mistress Pisanio hath played the strumpet in my bed, the testimonies whereof lie pleading in me. I speak not out of weak surmises, but from proof, as strong as my grief and as certain as I expect my revenge. That part thou, Pisanio, must act for me. If thy faith be not tainted with the breach of hers, let thine own hands take away her life. I shall give thee opportunity at Milford Haven. She hath my letter for the purpose where, if thou fear to strike and make me certain it is done, thou art pander to her dishonor, and equally to me disloyal.
What shall I need to draw my knife? The paper hath cut her throat already. No, 'tis slander, whose edge is sharper than the knife, whose tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile. What cheer, madam?
False to her bed. What is it to be false? To lie awake there and to think on her? To weep twixt clock and clock, if sleep charge nature to break it, with fearful dream of her, and cry myself awake. That's false to her bed, is it?
Good lady.
Aye, false, thy conscience witness. Iachimo, thou didst accuse her of inconstancy. Then thou seemst a villain, now thy favor is good enough. Some youth of Italy whose mother was her painting hath betrayed her. Poor am I, stale, a garment out of fashion, and as I am too rich to be hung by the walls, I must be rent to pieces with me. Oh, men's vows are women's traitors.
Good lady, hear me.
Good fellow, be thou honest. Do thy mistress's bidding. When thou seest her, a little witness thy obedience. Look, I draw the knife myself. Take it, and hit the innocent mansion of my love, my heart. Fear not, 'tis empty of all things but grief. Thy mistress is not there, who was indeed the riches of it. Strike! Thou mayst seem valiant in a better cause, but now thou seemst a coward.
Hence, vile instrument! Thou shalt not tear my hand!
Why, I must die, and if thou wilt not do it, thou art no servant of thy mistress. Against self-slaughter there is a prohibition so divine, it cravens my weak hand. Come! Here's my heart. There's something before it. Soft, soft, will no defense, obedient as the scabbard. What is here? The scriptures of Leonata, all turned to heresy. Away, away, corrupters of my faith, that shall no more be stomachers to my heart. Thus may poor fools believe false teachers. The betrayed who feel the treason sharply, it is the traitor who stands in worst case of woe. And thou, Posthumus, thou that didst set up my disobedience against the king my father, and put me into contempt, the suits of princely fellows shall hereafter find it was no act of common passage, but a strain of fairness. Oh, prithee dispatch. The lamb entreats the butcher. Where is thy knife? Thou art too slow to do thy mistress's bidding when I desire it too.
Gracious lady, when I received command to do this business, I had not slept a wink.
Do it and to bed then.
I wake mine eyeballs blind first.
Wherefore then didst thou undertake it? Why hast thou abused so many miles for the pretense? This place, our horses' labor, thine action and mine own, the time inviting thee, the perturbed court for mine being absent, whereunto I never purpose return. Why hast thou come so far to be unbent when thou hast taken stand against the elected deer before thee?
But to win time, to lose so bad employment, of which I have considered, of course. Good lady, hear me with patience.
So talk thy tongue weary. Speak. I have heard I am a strumpet, and mine ear therein false struck can take no more tent nor wound to bottom that. But speak.
Then I thought you would not back again.
Most like bringing me here to kill me.
Not so neither. But if I were as wise as I were honest, then my purpose would prove well. It cannot be but that my mistress is abused. Some villain, aye, singular in their arts, hath done you both this cursed injury.
Some Roman courtesan.
No, and all my life, I'll leave but notice that you are dead, and leave some bloody sign of it. 'Tis commanded I should do so. You'll be missed from court, and thou well confirm it.
But what shall I do the while? Where bide? How live? Or in my life what comfort when I am dead to my wife?
If you'll back to court.
No court, no father. No more ado with that harsh, noble, simple nothing, that Cloten, whose love suit to me has been as fearful as a siege.
I'm most glad you think of other place. The ambassador, Lucius the Roman, comes to Milford Haven tomorrow. Now, if you can wear a mind as dark as your fortune is, and but disguise that which to appear itself must not yet be but by self-danger, tread a course pretty and full of view, yea, happily near the residence of Posthumus. So nigh that though her actions were not visible, report shall lend her hourly to your ear, as truly as she moves.
Oh, for such means, were it peril to my modesty, not death on it, I would adventure.
Well, here's to the point. You must forget to be a woman. Change command into obedience. Affect a waggish courage, ready in jibes, quick answer, saucy. You must be as a Rizzo, nay, exposing the rarest treasure of your chief. But oh, the heart of hearts, I lack no remedy to the greedy touch of a common kissing titan.
Nay, be brief. I see into thy end, and almost a man already.
Well, first you must make yourself but lifelong. Before thinking this, I have already fiddled. 'Tis in my cloak bag. Doublet, hat, hose, and all that answer to them. Now, wish you in their service, and with what imitation you can borrow from youth of such a season, for noble Lucius, present yourself. Tell him wherein you're happy, which you'll make him know. Now, doubtless if his head out ear music, with doubtless with joy he will embrace you, for he's honorable, and doubling that most holy. Your means abroad you have me rich, and I will never fail, beginning nor supplying it.
Thou art all the comfort the gods will diet me with. Away, I prithee, there's more to be considered, but will even all that good time will give us. This attempt I am soldier to, and will abide it with a prince's courage. Away, I prithee.
Well, my lady, we must take a short farewell. Lest being missed, I'll be suspected from your carriage from the court. But, oh, my noble lady, here is a draft. I had it from the queen. It is most precious. If you're sick at sea or your stomach qualmed at land, a dram of this will drive away distemper. Now, to some shade, fit your manhood. May the gods direct you the best.
Amen. And thank you.
Is our daughter. She looks just like a thing more made of malice than of duty. We have noted it. Bring her before us, for we've been too slight in sufferance.
Royal sir, since the exile of Leonata, most retired hath her life been. Beseech your majesty, forbear sharp speeches to her, for she's a lady so tender of rebukes, where words are strokes, and strokes death to her.
Where is she then? How can her contempt be answered?
So please your highness, her chambers all are locked, and there is no answer to the loudest noise we make.
My lord, and to excuse her keeping close whereto, constrained by her infirmity, she should leave that duty unpaid to you, which daily she was bound to proffer. This she wished me to make known, but our great court need blank in memory.
The door's locked, not seen as of late. Heavens, that which I fear prove false!
Son, I say follow the king.
That man of hers, Pisanio, her old servant, have not seen these 2 days.
Go look after. Pisanio, thou that standest so for Leonata, he hath a drug of mine, and I pray his absence proceed by swallowing that, for he believes it to be a thing most precious. And for her, where is she gone? Haply despair hath seized her, or winged with the fervor of her love, she's flown her desired Posthumus. Gone she is to death, or to dishonor, and my end can make good use of either. She being down, I have the placing of the British crown. How now, my son?
'Tis certain she is fled. Go in and cheer the king. He rages. None dare come about him.
All the better. May this night forestall him of the coming day.
I love and hate her. For she's fair and royal, and that she hath all courtly parts more exquisite than lady's woman. From every one the best she hath, and she of all compounded outsells them all. I love her therefore, but disdaining me and throwing favors on the low Leonata, slanders so her judgment that what's else rare is choked. And in that point I will conclude to hate her, nay, indeed, to be revenged upon her. For when fools shall... Who is here? What are you packing, sirrah? Oh, come hither, you precious candor. Where is thy lady? In a word, or else thou art straightway with the fiends.
Oh, my good lord.
Where is thy lady? Or by Jupiter, I will not ask again. Close, villain. I'll have this secret from thy heart, or rip thy heart to find it. Is she with Leonata? from whose so many weights of baseness cannot a dram of worth be drawn.
Alas, good Lord, how can she be with her? What was she missed? She's in Rome.
What has become of her? Discover where thy mistress is at once. Speak, or thy silence on the instant is thy condemnation and thy death.
Then, this paper is a history of my knowledge, touching her flight.
Let's see it. I will pursue her even to Augustus's throne.
For this or perish, or he learns from this will prove his travel, not her danger. I'll write to my lady Imogen is dead. Oh, my lady, safe mayest thou wander, and safe return again.
Sirrah, is this letter true?
To my knowledge.
It is Leonata's hand, I know it. Sirrah, if thou wouldst not be a villain, but do me true service, undergo those employments wherein I should have cause to use thee with a serious industry. That is, what villainy soe'er I bid thee do. To perform it directly and truly, I would think thee an honest man. Thou shouldst neither want my means for thy relief, nor my voice for thy preferment.
Oh, my good Lord.
Wilt thou serve me? For since patiently and constantly thou hast stuck to the bare fortune of that beggar Leonata, thou canst not, in the course of gratitude, but be a diligent follower of mine. Wilt thou serve me?
Sir, I will.
Give me thy hand. Here's my purse. There it is. Hast any of thy late mistress's garments in thy possession?
I, my noble lord, at my lodging, the same suit she wore when she took leave of my lady and mistress.
The first service thou dost me, fetch that suit hither. Let it be thy first service. Go! Meet thee at Milford Haven. I forgot to ask him one thing. I'll remember it anon. Even there, thou villain Leonata, will I kill thee. I would these garments were come. She said upon a time, the bitterness of it I now belch from my heart, that she held the very garment of Posthumus in more respect than my noble and natural person. With that cloak upon my back will I ravish her. First kill her love, and in her eyes there shall she see my valor, which will be a torment to her contempt. And when my lust hath dined, which as I say, to execute in the close that she so prays, to the court I'll knock her home again. She hath despised me rejoicingly, and I'll be merry in my revenge. Be those the garments?
I, my noble lord.
How long is it since she went to Milford Haven?
She scarce be there yet.
Bring this apparel to my chamber. That is the second thing I've commanded thee. The third is that thou wilt be a voluntary mute to my design. Be but duteous, and true preferment shall tender itself to thee. My revenge is now at Milford. Would I had wings to follow it. Come, and be true.
Thou biddest me to my loss, for true to thee words prove false, which I will never be. For her that is most true. To Milford go, and find not her who thou pursuest. Flow, flow, heavenly blessings on her. This fool's speed be crossed with slowness, labor be his meed.
I see a man's life is a tedious one. I have tired myself, and for 2 nights together have made the ground my bed. I should be sick, but that my resolution helps me. Milford, when from the mountain top Pisanio showed thee thou wast within a ken. Oh, Jove, I think foundation is wide and wretched. Such, I mean, where they might be relieved. 2 beggars told me I could not miss my way. Will poor folks lie that have afflictions on it, knowing 'tis punishment or trial? Yes, no wonder, when which ones scarce tell true. To lapse in fullness is sorer than to lie for need, and falsehood is worse in kings than beggars. My dearest love, thou art one of the false ones. Now that I think on thee, my hunger's gone. But even before I was at point to sink for food. What is that? Here's a path to it. 'Tis some savage hold. I were best not call. I dare not call. But famine, ere it clean o'erthrows nature, makes valiant. Peace and plenty breed cowards. Hardness ever of hardiness is mother. Ho! Who's there?
If it be civil, speak. If savage, take or lend. Ho? No answer? Then I'll enter. The best draw my knife. And if mine enemy but fear the blade like me, they'll scarce look on it. What a foe, good heavens.
You, Polydor, are two best woodmen, and are therefore master of the feast. Candle and I will play the cook and servant. 'Tis our match. The industry will try and die, but work for the end of work. Come, boys, our stomachs will make what's homely savory.
I am surely weary. I am weak with toil, yet strong in appetite.
There's cool meat in the cave. We'll sup on that whilst what we have killed is cooked.
Stay, come not in. But that it eats our victuals, I should think it were a fairy.
What's the matter, sir?
By Jupiter, an angel, or if not an earthly paragon. Behold, divineness no elder than a boy.
Good masters, harm me not.
I have called before I entered and thought to have begged or bought what I have taken. Good troth I have stolen not, nor would not, had there been gold strewn in the floor. Here's money for my meat. I would have left it on the board as soon as I had made my meal and parted with prayers for the provider.
Money, youth.
All the gold and silver rather turned to dirt. This does no better reckon but of those who worship dirty gods.
I see you're angry. Know that if you kill me for my fault, I would have died had I not made it.
With a bound.
To Milford Haven.
What's your name?
Fidelity, sir. I have a kinsman who is embarked for Italy. At Milford Haven, to whom being going, I spent with hunger, I am fallen for this offense.
Pretty fair youth. Judge us not by our good minds, but this place we live in, well encountered. 'Tis almost night, and you shall have better cheer ere you depart, and thanks to stay and eat it. Boys, bid him welcome.
I'll love him as my brother.
And such a welcome as I'd give to him. After long absence, such as yours, most welcome. Be sprightly, for you fall amongst friends.
Amongst friends, as brothers. Would that they were been my father's sons. Could you, God, pardon me? I would change my sex to be companion with them, though Leonata's false.
He brings at some distress.
Would that I could free it.
Or I would her be. What pain it cost, what danger, gods.
Boys, we'll go and dress the hunt. Fair youth, come in. Discourse is heavy fasting, and once we have mannerly supped, we'll demand thee thy story so far as thou wilt speak it.
Pray, draw near.
The night to the owl and morn to the lark less welcome.
I thank you, sir.
I pray, draw near.
I'm near to the place where they should meet, if Pisanio have mapped it truly. How fit her garment serves me. Why should her mistress, who is made by him that made the tailor, not be fit too? The rather saving reverence of the word. For 'tis said a woman's fitness comes by fits. Therein I must play the workman. Oh, I dare speak it to myself, for it is not vainglory for a man and his glass to confer in his own chamber. I mean, the lines of my body are as well drawn as hers. No less young, more strong, not beneath her in fortunes, beyond her in the advantage of the time, and above her in birth. Yet this imperseverant thing loves her in my despite. Oh, what mortality is! Leonata, thy head, which now is growing upon thy shoulders, shall within this hour be off. Thy mistress enforced, thy garments cut to pieces before thy face, and all this done, spurn her home to her father, who may haply be a little angry for my so rough usage. But my mother, having power of his testiness, shall turn all into my commendations. My horse is tied up safe, outsword and to a sore purpose. Fortune put them into my hand.
Oh, you are not well. Stay here in the cave. We'll come to you after hunting.
Go you hunting. I'll abide with him.
Oh, so sick I am not. I pray you leave me all. I am ill, but your being by me cannot amend me. Society is no comfort to one not sociable. I am not so sick, since I can reason of it. I pray you trust me here. I'll rob none but myself, and let me die stealing so poorly.
I love thee. I have spoke it. How much the quantity? The weight as much as I do love my father.
What? How?
If it be sin to say so, I yoke me in my good brother's fault. I know not why I love the youth, and I have heard you say love's reasons without reason. The beer at the door and a demand whose it shall die, I'd say my father, not this youth.
Oh, noble, strange worthiness of nature, breed of greatness! I'm not their father, yet who this should be doth mere come to itself. Love before me, 'tis the 9th hour of the morn.
Farewell.
I wish ye sport.
Due health, so please you, sir.
These are kind creatures. Oh God, what lies I have heard. Our courtiers say all savage but at court. Experience, oh, thou disprovest report. Oh, I am sick still, heart sick. Oh, Pisanio, I'll taste of thy drug.
To the field! To the field! You stay in and rest.
Will not be long away.
Pray, be not sick, for you must be our housewife.
Ill or well, I am bound to you.
And shalt ever be. This youth, however distressed, appears he hath had good breeding.
Nobly he yokes, so smiling with a sigh.
I see that grief and patience rooted in him both mingle their spurs together.
Grow patience, and let the stinking elder grief untwine his perishing root with increasing vine.
It is great morning. Come away! Who's this?
I cannot find those renegades. That villain hath mocked me. I am faint.
Those brothers. Easy not us. I hardly know. 'Tis Cloten, the son of the queen. Oh, I fear some ambush. 'Tis many years since I've seen him yet. I'm certain 'tis he. We are held as outlaws. Thanks!
He is but one. You and my brother search what companies are near. Pray, away. Let me alone with him.
Soft! What are you that fly me thus? Some villain mountaineers? I have heard of such. What slave art thou?
A thing more slavish did I ne'er than answering a slave without a knock.
Thou art a robber, a lawbreaker, a villain, yield thee, thief!
To who? To thee? What art thou? Have I not an arm as big, a heart as big? Why should I yield to thee?
Thou villain base, knowest me not by my clothes?
No, nor by thy tailor, rascal. Who is thy grandfather? He made those clothes, which it seems make you.
Thou injurious thief, hear but my name and tremble.
What's thy name?
Cloten, thou villain.
Cloten, thou double villain be thy name. I cannot tremble at it. Were toad, adder, spider, 'twould move me sooner.
To thy further fear, nay, to thy mere confusion, thou shalt know I am son to the queen.
I am sorry for it, not seeming so worthy as thy birth.
Art not afeard?
Those I reverence, I fear the wise. At fools, I laugh, not fear them.
Die the death. When I have slain thee with my proper hand, I'll follow those that fled hence, and on the gates of Ludstown set your heads. Yield, rustic mountaineer!
No company abroad.
None in the world you didn't speak to.
Long since I've seen him, yet I'm very certain 'twas Cloten.
In this place we left them.
But see, thy brother.
This Cloten was a fool. An empty purse and had no coin in it. Now Hercules could have knocked out his brains, for he had none.
What hast thou done?
Cut off one Cloten's head. Son to the queen after his own report. Who called me traitor, mountaineer, and swore with his own signal hand he'd displace our hands from where, thank the gods, they grow, and set them on gates in town.
We are all undone!
Why, father, what have we to lose but that which you swore to take? Our lives. What company discover you abroad?
None that the eye can see, but in all safe reason he must have some attendance, though his humor was but mutation, not absolute frenzy, nor madness could have raged so far as to brought him here alone. Then on good ground you eat
Shakespeare. If we do fear the body hath a tail more perilous than the head.
Let ordinance come as the gods foresay it, howsoever my brother hath done well.
With his own sword which did wave against my throat, I have cut off his head. I'll throw it into the creek behind our rock, and let it to the sea, where you can tell the fishes he's the queen's son, Cloten, for all I care.
I fear it will be revenged. We'll hunt no more today, nor seek danger where there's no profit. I prithee, to our cave. You and Fidelia play the cooks. I'll stay here till hasty Polydor returns.
Poor sick Fidelia, I'd willingly to him to gain his color, I'd let him perish of such Cloten's blood and praise myself for charity.
Oh, thou divine goddess, thou divine nature, how thyself thy blazons in these two princely boys! Yet still it's strange what Cloten's being here to us portends, or what his death will bring us.
Where is my brother? I have thrown Cloten's clot pool into the ocean, in embassy to his mother. His body is hostage for his return.
But see, here he comes and brings the dire occasion of which we bring him.
The bird is dead that we have made so much on. I'd have rather skipped from 16 years of age to 60, to have turned my leaping time into a crutch than have seen this.
Oh, sweetest, fairest lily, my brother, where's thou not so unhappy when thou grewst thyself?
Oh, melancholy! Whoever yet could sound thy bottom! Thou blessed thing, Jove knows the man thou mightst have made. How came you him?
Just as you see, thus smiling as some fly had tickled slumber, not his death's dart being laughed at, his right cheek reposing on a cushion.
Where?
On the floor, his arms thus leagued, I thought he slept, and put my clouded bouges from off my feet, whose rudeness answered my steps too loud.
He but sleeps. If he be gone, he'll make his grave a bed, and with female fairies will his tomb be haunted, and worms will not come to thee.
With fairest flowers while summer lasts, and I live here for daily, I'll sweeten thy sad grave. Thou shalt not lack the flower that's like thy face, pale primrose, nor the azure harebell like thy veins, nor the leaf of eglantine, who not to slander outsweeten not thy breath.
Prithee, do not play and wench like words with that which is so serious. To the grave, and let us not protract with admiration the now due debt.
Say, where shalt lay him?
With good Euryphile, our mother.
Be it so, and let us, Polydor, though now our voices have got the banished crag, sing him to the ground as once our mother, save that Euryphile must be Fidelia. Use like note and word.
Cadwell, I cannot sing, I'll weep and word it with thee. For notes of sorrow out of tune are worse than priests and fanes that lie.
We'll speak it then.
I see medicine for less, for Cloten is quite forgot. He was a queen's son, boys, and though you slew him as being our foe, yet buried him a prince.
Prithee, fetch him hither. Thersites' body is as good as Ajax's, when neither are alive.
If you'll go fetch him, we'll sing our song to us. Brother, begin.
Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the fierce winter's rages.
Though thy worldly task hast done, home art gone and taken thy wages.
Golden lads and girls all must, like chimney sweeps, come to dust. Fear no more the lightning flash,
Nor the all-dreaded thunderstone.
Fear not slander nor censure rash.
Thou hast finished joy and moan.
All lovers young, all lovers must, consign to thee and come to dust. We have finished our obsequies. Come, lay him down.
Flowers once, now wither. Even so, these herbs shall which be upon you strew. The ground that gave them first, has them again. Their pleasures here are past, so is their pain.
Yes, sir, to Milford Haven, which is the way. I thank you. Beyond bush, I pray how far thither? faith, I'll lie down and sleep. But soft. No bedfellow. Oh, gods and goddesses! Forsooth, I thought I was a cave keeper and cook to honest creatures. But 'tis not so. It was a bolt of nothing, shot at nothing, which our brain makes of fumes. Sometimes our eyes are much like our judgments, blind. Good faith, I tremble stiff with fear. If there yet be in heaven a drop of pity as small as a wren's eye, feared gods, give it me. A headless man! The garment of Leonata. Murder in heaven! Pisanio, all the curses mighty Hecuba gave the Greeks, and my to boot be darted on thee. Thou, conspired with that irregulous devil Cloten, hast here cut off my love. Damned Pisanio hath with his forged letters, damned Pisanio, from the bravest vessel of the world cut the main top. Oh, Leonata, alas, where's thy hand? Where's that? I mean, where's that? But how should this be? Pisanio. That potion he gave me, which he said was most pleasant and cordial to my senses, have I not found it murderous? This confirms all. My pale cheek stained with the color of thy blood, so that we, the hoarder, may seem to those who chance to find us. Oh, my lady, my lady.
What for God?
The Senate hath stirred up the confiders and gentlemen of Italy, most willing spirits that promise noble service, and they come under the conduct of bold Iachimo.
When expect you, then?
On the next benefit of the wind.
Command our present numbers be mustered. Stop. Oh. What trunk is here without its top? How now? A page? Or dead? Or sleeping is he? But dead, rather. For nature doth abhor to make his bed with the defunct, or sleep upon the dead. Let's see the boy's face.
He's alive, my lord.
No, then instruct us of this bond. Young one, inform us of thy fortunes, as it seems they crave to be demanded. Who is this thou makest thy bloody pillow? Or who is he that a noble nature did hath altered that good picture? What's thy interest in this sad wreck? What is it? What art thou?
I am nothing, or if not, to nothing to be or better. This was my master, a very valiant Briton and a good, who here by mountaineers lies slain. Alas, there are no more such masters. I may travel from east to occident, cry out for service, try many, all good, serve truly, never find such another master.
What's thy name?
Fidelity, so.
Thou dost approve thyself the very same. Thy name fits thy faith thy name. Wilt thou chance with me? I will not say that thou will be so well mastered, but be sure no less beloved. The Roman Emperor's letters sent by consul to me should no sooner than thine own words prefer thee. Come, go with me.
I'll follow, but first, and it please the gods, I'll hide my master from the flies, as deep as these poor pickaxes can dig. And when with wildwood leaves and weeds I have strewn his grave, and over it set a century's worth of prayer, such as I can, twice over, I'll weep and sigh, and leaving so his service follow you. So please you entertain me.
I, good youth, and rather father thee than master thee. You have taught us manly duties. Come, arm him. Boy, he is preferred by thee to us, and he shall be interred as soldiers can. Let us pick out the prettiest daisy plot we can, and with him Make him with our pikes and partisans a grave. Dry thine eyes. For some falls it means the happier to arise.
Again, and bring me word how 'tis with she. A fever, with the absence of her son, a madness, of which her life's in danger. Heavens, how deeply you at once do touch me! Imogen, the great part of my comfort gone, my queen upon a desperate bed, and in a time when fearful wars do point at me, her son gone. So needful for this present, it strikes me past the hope of comfort. But for thee, who needs must know of her departure, but dost seem so ignorant, will enforce it from thee by a sharp torture!
Sir, my life is yours. I humbly set it at your will, but for my mistress, I know nothing of where she remains, why gone, nor when she purposes return. Beseech your highness, hold me your loyal servant.
The time is troublesome.
So please you, sir, the Roman legions, all from Gallia drawn, are landed on your coast, with a supply of Roman gentlemen by the Senate sent.
Now for the counsel of my son and queen, I am amazed with matter. Let's withdraw, and meet the time as it seeks us. We fear not the Kent from Italy annoy us, but we grieve the chances here. Away!
I've heard no letter from my mistress since I wrote her Imogen was slain. 'Tis strange, nor hear I from my lady who did promise me often tidings. Neither know I what is betid to Cloten. Remain perplexed in all. The heavens so must work. Wherein I'm false, I am honest, not true to be true. And these present wars shall find that I love my country, even to note or the king, and I'll fall in them. All other doubts by time let them be cleared. Heaven brings in some boats that are not steered.
The noise is round about us.
Let us from it.
What pleasure, sir, finds you in life to log it from action and adventure?
Nay, what hope have we in hiding us? This way must for the Romans or Britons slay us, or receive us for barbarous and unnatural revolts, and slay us after.
Sons, wool to the mountains, there secure us. To the king's party there's no going. Newness of Cloten's death, us not being known, not mustered amongst the bands, may extort us to tell where we have lived, and from there extort which we have done, whose answer would be death, drawn on with torture.
This is, sir, I doubt, in such a time, nothing becoming you, nor satisfying us.
It is not likely that when they hear the Roman horses neigh, behold their quartered fires have both eyes and ears cloyed so importantly as now, that they shall waste their time upon our note to know from whence we are.
Oh, I am known of many in the army. And besides, the king hath not deserved my service, nor your loves.
Better cease to discourse. Pray, sir, to the army. I and my brother are not known. Yourself so out of thought, and thereto so o'ergrown, cannot be questioned.
By this sun that shines, I'll thither. I am heartily ashamed to look upon the holy sun, have the benefit of his blessed beams remaining so long afar unknown.
By the heavens, I'll go. If you'll bless me and give me leave, I'll take the better care for it. But if you will not, the hands would therefore to follow me by the hands of the Romans.
So say I, amen.
No reason I, since of your own lives you set so slight a valuation, to reserve my cracked one to more care. Now with you, boys. If in your country wars you chance to die, that is my bed too, lads. And there I'll lie. Leave! Leave! The time seems long, their blood thinks scorn, till it flies out and shows them princes born.
Yea, bloody cloth, I'll keep thee, for I wished thou shouldst be colored thus. You married ones, if each of you should take this course, how many must murder wives much better than themselves for erring but a little? Oh, Pisanio, every good servant does not all commands, no bond but to do just once. Gods, if you should obtain vengeance on my faults, I ne'er had lived to come to this. So had you saved the noble Imogen to repent and struck me, wretch more worth your vengeance. But Imogen is your own. Do your best wills and make me blessed to obey. I am brought hither among the Italian gentry and to fight against my lady's kingdom. Peace, good heavens, hear patiently my purpose. I'll disrobe me of these Italian weeds and suit myself as does a Briton peasant. So I'll fight against the part I come with, so I'll die for thee. O Imogen, even for whom my life is every breath a death. Thus unknown, pitied nor hated to the face of peril, myself I'll dedicate. Let me make men no more valor in me than my habits show. Gods, put the strength of the Leonata in me. To shame the guise of the world, I will begin the fashion less without and more within.
Heaviness and guilt within my bosom takes off my manhood. I have belied a lady, the princess of this country, and the air on it revenging me enfeebles me. Or could this churl, the very drudge, have natures have subdued me in my profession? Knighthoods and honors born as I wear mine are titles but of scorn.
For friends kill friends, and disorders such as war will hoodwink.
Is there fresh supplies?
Is it danger strangely? For betimes the reinforce or fly.
Today, how many would have given their honors to have saved their carcasses? Took heel to do it and yet died too. I, in mine own woe charm, could not find death where I did hear him groan. Being an ugly monster, 'tis strange he hides himself in fresh cups, soft beds, sweet words, or hath more ministers than we that draw his knives in the war. Well, I will find him. You gods, is it enough? I am sorry. So children temporal, fathers to appease, gods are more full of mercy. Must I repent? For Imogen's dear life take mine, and though 'tis not so dear, yet 'tis a life. You coined it. If you'll take this audit, take this life, and cancel these cold bonds. Oh, Imogen, I'll speak to thee in silence.
Stand by my side, you whom the gods have made preservers of my throne. Woe is my heart that the poor soldier that so richly fought cannot be found. You shall be happy that can find him, if our grace can make him so.
Never have I seen such noble fury in such a poor thing. Such precious deed is one that promises naught but beggary and good looks.
No tidings of him?
We have been searched among the dead and living. no trace of him.
To my grief, I am the heir of his reward, which I add unto you, the liver, heart, and brain of Britain, by whom I grant she lives. It is now the time to ask of whence you are. Report it.
In Cambria, sir, are we born, and gentlemen. Further to boast, neither true nor modest, unless I add, we are honest.
Bow your knees, and arise, my knights of the battle. I create you companions to our people, and will fit you with dignities becoming of your estate. There's business in these faces. Why so sadly greet you our victory?
Hail, great king. To sour your happiness, I must report. The queen is dead.
Who worse than a physician would this report become? But I consider, by medicine life may be prolonged, yet death will seize the doctor too. How ended she?
With horror, madly dying like her life, which, being cruel to the world, concluded most cruel to herself. The details of which I will report, so please you. These here her women could trip me if I err, who with wet cheeks were present when she finished.
Prithee, say.
Well, first, she confessed she never loved you. Not you. Married your royalty, was wife to your place, abhorred your person.
She alone knew this. And but she spoke it dying, I would not believe her lips in opening it. Proceed.
Your daughter, whom she had borne hand to love with such integrity, she did confess was as a scorpion to her sight, whose life, but that her flight prevented it, she had ta'en off by poison.
Oh, most delicate fiend! Who is it can read a woman? Is there more?
More, sir, and worse. She did confess that she had for you a mortal mineral, which, being took, should by the minute feed on life and lingering by inches waste you. In which time she purposed by watching, weeping, tendance, kissing, to overcome you with her show, and in which time, when she had fitted you with her craft, to work her son into the adoption of the crown. But, failing of her end by his strange absence, she grew shameless, desperate, opened in despite of heaven and man her purposes, and repented that the evils that she hatched were not born, so despairing died.
Heard you all this, her woman?
I did, so please your highness.
Mine eyes were not at fault, for she was beautiful. Mine ears that heard her flattery, nor my heart that thought her like her seeming, it had been vicious to have mistrusted her. Yet, oh, my daughter, that it was folly in me, thou mayst say, and prove it in thy feeling. Heaven mend all. Thou comest not, Caius, now for tribute. That the Britons have raised out.
One thing only I will entreat. My boy, a Briton boy, let him be ransomed. Never master had a page so kind, so duteous, so tender over his occasions, so nurse-like. When his virtue is joined with my request, which I make bold, your highness cannot deny. Ye have done no Briton harm, though ye have served a Roman. Spare him, sir. Save no blood beside.
I have surely seen him. His favor is familiar to me. Boy, thou hast looked thyself into my graces and art mine own. I know not why, wherefore to say, live, boy, ne'er thank thy master, live. And ask of Cymbeline what boon thou wilt fitting my bounty in thy state, I'll give it. Yea, though thou do demand a prisoner, the noblest ta'en.
I humbly thank your highness.
I do not bid thee beg, my life, good lad, but I know thou wilt.
No, alack, there's other work at hand. I see a thing as bitter to me as death. Must shuffle for itself.
The boy disdains me, leaves me, scorns me. Briefly die their joys, placed upon the troops of girls and boys. Why stands he so perplexed?
What wouldst thou, boy? I love thee more and more. Think more and more, what's best to ask? Knowst him thou look'st on? Wilt have him live? Is he thy kin, thy friend?
He is a Roman, sir. No more kin to me than I to your highness. Who being born your vassal and something nearer.
Wherefore iced him so?
I'll tell you, sir, in private, if you please to give me hearing.
Aye, with all my heart, and lend my best attention. What's thy name?
Fideli, sir.
Thou art my good youth, my page. I'll be thy master. Walk with me and speak freely.
Is not this boy revived from death?
What more resembles the sweet and rosy lad who died and was Fideli? What think you?
The same dead thing alive.
Peace, peace. For in truth, certain creatures might look alike. Were he, I am certain he would have spoken to us.
But we saw him dead.
Silence! See further.
It is my mistress. Since she is living, let time run on to good or bad.
Come, stand thou by our side, make thy demand aloud. Sir, step you forth. Give answer to this boy and do it freely. Or, by our greatness and the grace of it, which is our honor, bitter torture shall winnow the truth from falsehood. On, speak to him.
My boon is that this gentleman shall render of where he had that ring.
What's that to him?
Say, a diamond on your finger, how came it yours?
Thou torture me to leave unspoken that which to be spoke would torture thee.
How me?
I am glad to be constrained to utter that which torments me to conceal. By villainy I got this ring. 'Twas Leonata who thou didst banish, and which more may grieve thee as it doth me, a nobler sir ne'er lived twixt sky and ground. Will you hear more, my lord?
All that belongs to this.
That paragon, thy daughter, for whom my heart drops blood and my spirits quail to remember. Give me leave, I faint.
My daughter, what of her? Renew thy strength. I'd rather thou shouldst live than nature will than die, ere I hear more. Strive, man, and speak.
'Twas at a time. Unhappy was the clock that struck the hour. 'Twas in Rome, accursed the mansion where 'twas at a feast. Or the viands had been poisoned, or at least the ones I heaved ahead. But worthy Leonata. What should I say? She was too good to be where ill men were, and was the best amongst the rarest of good ones, sitting sadly hearing us praise our loves of Italy. For beauty that may bear unspoiled boast of her that best could speak for feature, laming the shrine of Venus.
I stand on fire. Come to the matter.
All too soon I shall, unless thou wouldst grieve quickly. This Leonata, more like a noble lord in love, and one that had a royal lover, took her hint. And not dispraising whom we praised, therein if she was as calm as virtue, she began her lady's picture, which by her tongue being made, and mine put to it, either our brags were cracked of kitchen trolls, or she proved us unspeaking sauce.
Nay, nay, to the purpose.
Your daughter's chastity. There it begins. She spake of her as Diane had hot dreams, and she alone were cold, whereat I, wretch, made scruple of her praise, and wagered pieces of gold against this, which then she wore upon her honored finger. She, true nice, no lesser of her honor confident than I did truly find her, stakes this ring. And would so had it been a carbuncle of Phoebus' wheel, and might so safely had it all the worths of car. Way to Britain post I in this design. Well, may you, sir, remember me at court? I was taught of your chaste daughter the wide difference twixt amorous and villainous. Thus quenched of hope, not longing, mine Italian brain again, and your dull in Britain operate most vilely, for my vantage excellent. And to be brief, my practice so prevails. I returned with tokens thus and thus, notes of chamber hanging pictures. This bracelet, nay, some marks of secret on her person that she could not but believe the bond of chastity quite cracked. I have obtained the forfeit, whereupon, methinks I see her now.
I so thou dost, Italian fiend! I, me, a credulous fool, egregious murderer, thief, all things that stew to villains past and being to come. Oh, give me cord or knife or poison, some upright justice, thou king, sent after torturers in genius. It is I that all abhorred things of the earth amend by being worse than they. I am Leonata that killed thy daughter. Nay, villain-like I lie, that caused a lesser villain than myself, a sacrilegious thief, to do it. The temple of virtue was she, yea, and she herself. Spit, throw stones, cast mire upon me, set the dogs on the street to bay at me, let every villain be called posthumously and not of me villainy less than 'twas. Oh, Imogen, my queen, my life, my wife, oh, Imogen, Imogen, Imogen!
Peace, my love, here.
Don't have a play again! The scornful thing, there are thy heart!
Oh, gentlemen, help! My lady and my mistress. Oh, Lord Posthumus, you never killed Imogen till now! Help!
Does the world go round?
Upon me!
If this be true, the gods do mean to strike me to death with mortal joy.
How fares thy mistress?
Get thee hence! Dangerous fellow, away! Breathe not where princes are.
The tune of Imogen.
My lady, the gods throw stones of sulfur upon me. If I had not thought that draught precious, I had it from the queen.
New matter still?
It poisoned me.
Oh, gods! I forgot to mention the one thing the queen confessed, which to be honest. If Pisanio have, said she, given his mistress that confection I gave him for cordial, she served as I would serve a rat.
What's this, Cornelia?
The queen oft importuned me to temper poisons for her, still pretending the satisfaction of her knowledge only on creatures vile, such as cats and dogs of no esteem. I, though dreading that her purpose was of more danger, did compound a certain stuff which would seize the present power of life, but in short time, all the offices of nature should again do their due function. Have you ta'en of it?
Most like I did, for I was dead.
Boys! There was our error!
This is sure failing.
Why do you throw your wedded lady from you? Think that you are upon a rock, and therefore throw me again.
There's like a fruit, my soul till the tree dies.
How now? My flesh, my child, what, makes thou me a dullard in this act? Wilt thou not speak to me?
Your blessing, sir.
Oh, you have loved this youth. I blame ye not. You had good motives for it.
My tears that fall prove holy water upon thee. Imogen, my mother's dead.
I am sorry for it, sir.
Oh, she was not. And long of her we meet here again so strangely, but her son is gone, we know not how nor where.
My lord, now fear is from me, and I'll speak troth. Lord Cloten, upon my lady's missing, came to me, sword drawn, foam steaming, and swore if I had discovered not which way she had gone, it was my instant death. By accident, found a letter from my mistress then in my pocket, which directed her to the Monster Milker, where, in a frenzy, with unchaste purpose to violate my lady's honor in her garments, which he enforced from me, away he posts. His whereabouts now I further not know.
Let me end the story. I slew him there.
Marry the gods for friend! I would not thy good deeds from my lips pluck a harsh sentence. Prithee, valiant youth, deny it again.
I spoke it, and I did it.
He was a prince.
A most incivil one. Were nothing prince-like, for he did speak to me with language that could make me spurn the sea if it could so roar to me. I cut off his head, and I'm right glad he is not standing here to tell this tale of mine.
I am sorry for thee. By thine own tongue thou art condemned, and must endure our law. Thou art dead.
That headless man I thought had been my lady.
Bind the offender, and take him from our presence.
Say, Sir King, this man is better than the man you slew, as well sinned as thyself, and has more merit of thee than a band of clouds of red scarf for. Leave his arms alone! They were not born for bondage.
Why, old soldier, wilt thou undo the work thou art unpaid for by tasting of our wrath? How of descent as good as we?
In that he spake too far.
And thou shalt die for it.
We will all three die, but not before I prove that two is as good as I made them out to be. my sons, I must, for my own part, unfold a dangerous tale, though happily, well for you.
Your danger's ours.
And our good his.
Have at it then. Thou hast, great king, a subject called Belaria.
What of her? She's a banished traitor.
Indeed, it is she that has assumed this age. Indeed, a banished woman. I know not how a traitor.
Take her hence, the whole world shall not save her.
Not too hot. First pay me for the nursing of thy sons.
Nursing of my sons?
I am too saucy and blunt. Here's my need. Ere I rise, I prefer that my sons spare not the old man. You see, these boys who think they are my sons and call me father are none of my own. They are the issue of your loins, my liege.
How my issue?
So sure as you your fathers, I, old Morgan, am that Belaria whom thou didst banish. Your pleasure was my mere offense, my punishment itself, and treason that I suffered was all the harm I did. These gentle princes, for such and such they are, these 20 years have I trained up. The arts they have as I could instill. My breeding was, as your highness knows, the nurse, Euryclea, whom for the theft I wedded, I moved her to it. Having received the punishment then for that which I did now, beaten for loyalty, excited me to treason. Whereon, the more of it was felt, the more it shaped into my end of stealing them. But, great sir, here are your 2 sons again, and I must lose 2 of the sweetest companions in the world. The benediction of these covering heavens falls upon their brows like dew, for they are worthy to inlay heaven with stars.
Thou weepst and speakst. The service you 3 have done is more unlike this thou tellst. I lost my children. If these be they, I know not how to wish a pair of worthier sons.
Be pleased a while. This gentleman, most worthy princely son, whom I call Polydor, is your true Guiderius. My Cadwell, your Arviragus, your younger princely son. He, sir, was wrought a most curious mantle made by the hand of his queen mother, which, with more probation, I can with these produce.
Guiderius had upon his neck a mole, a sanguine star. It was a mark of wonder.
Oh, here it is now! It was wise in nature sent to be his donation now.
What am I, a mother to the birth of 3? Ne'er mother rejoiced deliverance more. Imogen, thou hast lost by this a kingdom.
No, rather gained 2 worlds by it. Oh, we thus met. Never say but that I am truest speaker, for thou called me brother when I was indeed your sister. I you brother when you were so indeed.
Did you ever meet?
Aye, my good lord.
And at first meeting love, until we thought she died.
By the queen's dram she swallowed.
Oh, rare instinct.
You are my father too, and have stayed me to see this happy season.
All overjoyed, save these in bonds. For they shall taste our comfort.
Good you, master, I will yet do you service.
Happy be you.
The forlorn soldier that so nobly fought would have well become this and graced the thankings of a king.
I am, sir, he that did company these 3 and 4 beseeming. 'Twas a fitment to the purpose I then followed. That I was he. Speak, Iachimo. I had you down and might have made you perish.
I am down again. But now my heavy conscience sinks my knees, then you're forced it. Take that life, beseech you, which I so often owe. First, this your ring, and here the bracelets of the fairest princess that ever swore her faith.
Kneel not to me. The power that I have on you is to spare you. The malice towards you to forgive you. Live and deal with others better.
Nobly doomed, let us learn freeness of a daughter-in-law. Pardon's the word to all.
You did help us, sir. And as you did mean indeed to be our sister, joyed are we that you are.
Your servant, princess.
When shall I hear all through? Where? How lived you, and when came you to serve our Roman captive? How parted with your brothers? How first met them? These and your 3 motivations to the battle, with I know not how much else, should be demanded, with all the other by dependencies from chance to chance, but nor the time nor place will serve our long interrogatories. See, Leonata anchors herself upon Imogen, and she, like harmless lightning, throws her eye on her brothers, me, her master, hitting each object with a joy. The counter changes severally in all. Let's quit this ground, and smoke the temple with our sacrifices. Thou art my sister, so we'll hold thee ever. Set on there! Never was a war did cease ere bloody hands were washed with such a peace.